didn't make it any easier. You know, grace always was here, but was struck. There were many instances when they were not struck.
Yes.
Right.
There were plenty of it, you know, because
God just had to set the example that this could be the consequences.
well, you're going to see in the New Testament, as we go along in this lesson, Ananias and Sapphira. That was after Jesus.
Absolutely.
So what I'm telling you, that God has always been merciful.
Right.
But let me tell you something. This is something I wanted to say. This is here, right here. I thought about looking up this thing on covetousness. Do you know that covetousness is responsible for a lot of the psychosomatic illnesses that we have? Amen. Do you know that here in America, that 3/4 of the American population is on some kind of antidepressant? Yes. And many people are depressed because they don't have what other people have. People are going sitting on couches because they got to go talk to somebody. Because you know what they say, what's wrong with me? Everybody got a man, I don't have a man. I don't know, you know. Everybody's got a nice house. I don't have a nice house. I don't have a nice car. People are taking medication. People are committing suicide because they covet something that someone else has. So this thing of covetousness not only will make you hurt someone else, but it's going to make you many times hurt yourself. Because it have you having a desire for things that you don't really need. You know, people, desire, well, he's got a nice car. Well, I don't have a nice car. What's wrong with me? And people begin to, and so they get depressed behind that. So now I got to go take some Xanax or something to kind of, just cool me down because I can't handle the fact that I don't have what someone else have.
And you know what? Along with that, thank you, Brother Steve. Along with that is that on the flip side of that, the person that's coveting whatever it is that you have, we have to be very careful that we're not being a part of them coveting something. Sometimes if we flaunt it in front of them and we know that we have certain things that they don't have, instead of them, we encouraging them and lifting them up and letting them know that things are available to them, or teaching them how they can do certain things so that they can have some of the things that they like. If we flaunting it and making them feel bad about the fact that they don't have it, then guess what? We playing a part in that. We egging that on. So we have to encourage them that, that's not a good thing, but it's okay. You can have this, that, and the other. How much encouragement are we doing to help people to not fall into that sin? Or are we glorying in it? So there's a flip side of that too.
Well, the question I have for you on that one is this. There is nothing you can do about what another person has. First of all, what goes on in your head goes on in your head. Right. What that other person has is not Bill Gates' responsibility to not drive his nice car because you don't have one. No. So be careful. What you just said was you took the responsibility off the covetous person and put it on the person who has. That's like saying that God shouldn't have put that tree in the garden. That Eve should have, if God didn't want Eve to sin, he should not have put that tree in the garden. No, in life, the temptation is going to be there. It's like my dad used to say, you can't keep birds from flying over your head, but you can keep them from making a nest in your hair. You have to be mindful, your responsibility. The next person, you don't have nothing to do with what the next person does. The only person you control is you. And so what that person has, whether you can call it flaunting or whatever, it doesn't have anything to do with you. You decide the sin you commit. You decide to be covetous. You decide to be greedy. You decide to be avarice. You decide to desire what someone else has. Don't give nobody listening or nobody in this room an excuse to say that because Bill Gates lives in a house that's 99,000 square feet, he needs to get rid of his house because I'm covetous of it. No. I'm supposed to control. That's why Jesus said in our memory text, you beware of covetousness. He didn't say that there weren't going to be no rich people around you and people who have it. He says, you beware. You. See, salvation is an individual thing. It's never based on what another person is doing. It's based on what's going on in my head. And if in my head I've got feelings of covetousness, then that's what I got to deal with. But let's not let people think for one moment That Bill Gates is wrong because he lives in a big house and he has, well, that's what you imply. That's what you imply.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as people of God, when we seek this, we have to be careful ourselves that we're not a part of that. Okay, just say for instance, even in heaven, when that thought began to come in Lucifer's head about what he wanted to